Just want to ask, as a Christian within this sport, how do you go about representing your faith, representing Christianity, representing Jesus? And is it a difficult thing to do when you're in an arena where you're supposed to be kind of tough and hardcore, and so sometimes faith can be seen as kind of something for the weaker man? Or, you know, how do you represent the strength of Christianity and, for me, really the strength of Jesus in your sport?
Yeah, I think it's being a Christian in sports. Sometimes it's it's almost the same as being a Christian anywhere else. You know, in the workplace, at school, and that. You know, you have the pressures of friends, and then you have peer pressure. I think for myself, I've been a Christian for so long, something that people know. It's something that you don't really. I don't worry about it at my age, but I know it's tough out there. You know, I know that people can be cruel, and decisions that you make. Some people might look at it and feel like it's. You're taking the soft option in it, but I'm very, very fortunate to have Simi Tajalala in my team, who's a Christian as well.
Yeah.
And he pretty much leads the way in my team, man. So when you've yoked yourself with good friends in there and good people, it makes the decisions much easier. You know what I mean? And if you're not worried about what people say, if you're willing to stand up for what you believe, then I feel like you never have a problem. If you feel strongly enough in something that you believe in, then I feel that, no matter what people say, you're going to stand strong on your faith.
Okay, so how much is your Christianity a part of your life? Because some people almost see faith as just something you belong to, or almost an exclusive club. Is this something that's just something you identify yourself with because you were brought up with it, or do you believe in using your faith and the power of it just to drive everything in your life? Because for me, it governs everything that I do. I believe in the power of my faith. And I believe in the power of what my faith can do, and my trust in walking with God can do. And that's something that I kind of want to share with people, that it is something that's real, it's something that you can use, and it's something that's available to everybody, not just a certain group of people.
Yeah, I think, I think through a lot of Christians that I've met in my life, and a lot of people who've been in the professional arena, I think, it's hard to go past you and the story that you've got, and how much for me, I can see how much Jesus means to you. It's hard not to want to be caught up in that whole thing, and it is contagious. I mean, with Semi and that, I'm not gonna lie, he's a very handsome bloke, man. So he's always talking to a lot of girls, and you go up to him, see him talking to girls, and all you'll be hearing him say is, I want to invite you to church, and I want to bring you to church. And I think, I think when you've got that frame of thought where everything in your life revolves around God, I mean, I think as a Christian, or, I think I've been a Christian for so long that, it feels like everything I do goes towards God. I mean, sometimes when I'm doing it, I may not think it.
Yeah.
But, you realize afterwards, I mean, when you're having your downtime with your wife or that, or for me, when we're just talking, we're just like, having problems in that, and just say, I really believe that, that we've put it towards God. When I've started getting serious with God, I feel like everything falls into place. I mean, just recently I was having problems with trying to figure out what I was going to do career-wise, and I felt that I had kind of not put it towards God. I started stressing about stuff like that, and when I seriously sat down and just said to my wife, it's time to start putting, this towards prayer and that, and surely, everything started falling into place. So, I mean, I think as a Christian, it'd be wrong not to involve your whole life and evolve your whole life around your faith and around Christianity. I mean, that's the reason you chose Christ, is to involve him in everything. So
that's good.
Yeah,
that's good. Yeah, because a lot of people will look at you and look at your lives as sports people and feel that you don't have worries, that you don't have problems. But at the end of the day, you've been in this, like you say, you've been in this so long that you just accept yourself as a rugby player. So that's just a normal part.
Yeah.
And then aside from that, you have the same problems, you have the same worries as everybody else, with all the pressure on top that everybody looks into your life. And like you said, that there has to come a point where you can walk around with a smile on your face all the time, not because you're a pro rugby player, but because you give that stuff over to something else that's real to you. And so, just for the people out there who do have worries and feel that there's nothing in life that they can rely on, again, can you just tell us a little bit more about how you and your family can rely on something that, I suppose, something you can't see and how you can put so much trust in that and know that it's real.
Yeah, I mean, you know, just going back on what you said, I mean, it's true, you know, like, I feel for me, one thing that me and Simi do talk about is that, you know, for a lot of people, in our sort of profession, their life revolves around sport. And that's not to say that I'm not fully committed to football, but when it's time to play, you know, I'm 100%. But, you know, for me, you know, I have the same worries as everyone else. We have money worries, we have, you know, problems within our family, we have problems with friends and that. And, you know, I don't think money solves anything. I mean, just because of what we do for a job doesn't mean that life's nice and sweet for us. So, you know, we just pray that we continue to put everything towards God. You know, I think, you know, it's like, you know, it just comes down to faith and what I believe in, and that, you know, I'm 100% confident that if I put things towards Christ, then, you know, I'm confident that everything will work out for the better.
That's good. Okay, just to finish then, we want you to look into the camera and give just one piece of advice to the kids out there on fulfilling their potential. Just how would you say, what message would you give to them to encourage them to fulfill their potential and go for their dreams?
Now, first of all, I just like to say, you know, one thing that I always say to kids when we go to schools and that, is to find something that you really enjoy. I mean, my dad always said to me, if you don't enjoy it, then don't do it. I mean, and that's all aspects of your life. If that's playing sport, if that's doing studies and that, you're not going to enjoy it. You're not really going to put everything into it. So I think to find something that you enjoy, to really put everything into it, and just to never give up. I mean, you know, so many people have come so close to doing so good, but they've given up right at the end, you know. And my greatest advice to kids, man, is always just to surround yourself with the right people. You know, stop hanging around with those naughty kids that are hanging around at the shops and that, you know. Start hanging around people that want the best for you. And I'm sure if you've got the right people, then, you know, they're going to build you up. Thanks, man.
Right.
Thanks, Jace. Stay handsome, England. Ron Burgundy. I'm out.
So one final question, if we were to ask you if you had one piece of advice for the kids out there on fulfilling their potential, what would you say to them?
One piece of advice?
Yeah, to fulfill their potential and really take hold of their dreams.
Well, it's a very interesting question there, Jason. It's one that I've been pondering about for a long time. It's one thing that I wish my dad was like Snoop Doggy Dogg, and he gave me this one piece of advice was, don't worry about the haters. You know what I mean? You know what I mean, Jace? So don't worry about the haters. I mean, people are always going to put you down. You know, got some friends. I got a friend around here named Frank Winterstone who always wants to hate on everyone. But you know, you just gotta keep fighting through it. You know,
Preach!
I don't worry about what anyone says. You know, I told Samuel my favorite verse, Hebrews 13:6. Let us be bold then and say, "The Lord is my helper. I will not be afraid. What can anyone do unto me?" So
yes.
Just to finish off, I'm gonna give you a couple of poses. The seated arm curl pose. Just take that home. Cheers, guys. Rugby league, athletics. Where was I?
Okay.
Keep it serious here, Jason.
Alright. Okay, bro, welcome to Supernatural Fitness.